From my experience, the most brainwashed people I meet are people who have graduated from university, and I think that's because there's so many lies that they have to repeat. You know, they have to if they have to pass an exam, have to put what the professor tells them to put down, and so they're used to lying. They're used to not thinking. They're used to shutting off their brains and doing whatever the professor tells them, thinking whatever the professor tells them to think. And so these are the top 10 lies that I've come up with, that are taught in university and can't be studied because it's forcefully taught in university. Now, this is going to be a bit strange, this one, but it can be proven very easily because there are cameras, like on the space station, that show there are no stars outside of Earth's atmosphere. Now, this sounds really strange, I know, but that's what the chemtrails are. From my experience, they're making some kind of like television screen on the surface of or up in the atmosphere, and making it look like there's still stars, so we don't feel alone in the universe or something. But my Buddhist teacher, Falun Dafa teacher, Li Hongzhi, he says that we're being cordoned off, like we're being sort of the stars are being. He said that we'll feel alone in the universe because there will be no stars, basically, from my understanding. And so I've been watching for this. And the astronauts say, when they come back, they say, we can't see any stars when we're up in that above Earth's atmosphere. We can't see the stars. And then there's all these theories like, oh, it's because of their visors, it's because of whatever, because of this. But the cameras on the space station, there's cameras everywhere, you know, whatever, any picture you get of that, there are no stars ever in the pictures. I mean, there should be stars in the pictures. The people that went to the moon, they're like, you know, we couldn't see stars when we were on the moon or wherever, you know. There are no stars in the sky. I hate to tell you, but really, there are no more. There used to be, and there aren't anymore. And so, I mean, you look over to the University of Calgary, where I live, there's a whole section of the university dedicated to astronomy. What are they going to do with that, you know? Do you have to just fabricate lies on top of lies on top of lies? Okay, second one, Islam isn't Catholic. It is Catholic. Research it. It started. Islam actually started at the same time as the Catholic Church was created. Islam is for making non-white people look stupid and kill themselves and kill others and whatever. It's been controlled by the Catholic Church since the beginning, and there's ample evidence for it everywhere. It's just they wanted to control non-white people, and that's how they did it. They created Allah. They created Muhammad. He had Catholics all around him that were pushing him this way, that way, and teaching him to whatever. They created Islam. The Catholic Church did. Yeah, the theory of evolution. There is no evidence. No evidence whatsoever. There's other videos I've done on this. I mean, all the missing links are still missing. It should take anyone with a rational mind 2 seconds to look around at them. I don't see any bushes evolving into other bushes, or trees evolving into whatever, you know, or I don't see any insects evolving. I don't see any animals evolving. I don't see any humans with deformities that are good. I mean, much less genetically passed on even, or anything like that. Like there's not a shred of evidence for evolution, and yet it's forcibly taught in every university in the world. I'm talking every university. It's insane, and there's no evidence for it. It's just absolutely zero evidence. Europeans are the best at everything. Look at Van Gogh, right? Look at of course they're not. They've just got all the guns. They've got all the technology. They got all the patents for all the technology. They've got aliens helping them with their technology or whatever. You know, like it's they are not the best at everything. I mean, you look at, okay, you go to China. There's pictures of white guys all on the wall, and then Mao Zedong, because Mao Zedong killed 200 million Chinese. That's what they want, is less Chinese people, right? So yeah, but you look on their wall. There's Lenin, Marx, Lenin, Marx, Stalin, whatever, and then a picture of Mao, right? I mean, they're saying, oh yeah, Europeans are the best at everything. No. You go to any department of any university of anything, and you're gonna see a bunch of white people in the textbooks and in the whatever. You don't see anything else. But they're dumb. I mean, there's white people. Seriously, you actually put them to the test. They're the dumbest in the class quite often. It's just harsh. But it's the way it is. This is the way it's being forced on. It's like white people are the bullies of the playground, and they're saying, you have to say that we're the smartest. Anyways, Europe invented our tech. No, Europe did not invent our technology. They hold the patents, sure, but they didn't invent it. It came from beings in other dimensions. It came from aliens. It came from wherever. They made deals with extraterrestrials for whatever, and they've been dealing with or demons or whoever. They've been basically selling their souls for control of technology and whatever, because they're just like that. China is imposing a one-child policy on itself. No. That's what they want you to think. In the universities, they'll say, yeah, China is imposing a one-child policy on itself. No, China is the only country, for 35 years now, China has been the only country in the world with a one-child policy. And now the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, they're saying, oh yeah, we want everything to run like how China is. They want to implement this everywhere. They have like 50 million abortions in China a year or something. If you think I believe it's a person actually, when they're aborting. 50 million murders a year. Anyways, it's just unbelievable. And it's all about blood type, Rh negative blood type. Europe has the highest Rh negative blood type. China has the very lowest Rh negative blood type in the world. Rh negative blood type is about extraterrestrial, bloodlines. It's about bloodlines that. It's what Atlantis was about. Oh, it's complicated, but it's about blood type, Rh negative blood type. I'm pretty sure, and things like that. Anyways, it's really messed up. Of course, Chinese aren't imposing a one-child policy on themselves, on their own race. I mean, Europe is just afraid of Chinese because they're the top of the class. They're the smartest people in the class. Always, anywhere you go. Always the Chinese are the smartest. I mean, I live with a Chinese family. The kid here, he's in grade 3. He knows Chinese, French, English perfectly, almost. I mean, when I play chess with him, he beats me. He's in grade 3. I can beat people who my age in chess, and he's beating me in chess. You know what I mean? He's Chinese. They're smart people. Okay. Anyways, other dimensions can't be studied, like they say. It's being seriously suppressed. There's a guy, an Israeli guy, who was trying to bring a camera into Canada to show it at a psychic fair, and he couldn't bring it in. They couldn't get it into Canada. Why? Because the camera could see other beings in other dimensions, not just auras. But they could see other entities in other dimensions. You could look at that's amazing stuff. But of course it's real. I mean, it's just these things are in just beyond visible light, right? You just need instruments that can pick up the infrared, ultraviolet spectrum, whatever. So yeah, we can study other dimensions, but the technology is not being allowed to be public. We're not allowed to access this information. We're not allowed to study this because Well, probably because we'll realize that the real people controlling it aren't the Europeans, behind the scenes. Anyways, they've only been. Europe was like the doorway they came in through, more or less, to basically be everywhere, doing everything. And I don't know how it all works, but definitely I would like to have one of those cameras that can see beings in other dimensions and whatever, or even just an aura camera. I mean, that's what the energies like. You look at Asian, like Chinese acupuncture, stuff like that. They're all about energy channels and stuff like that. That's what this technology could be used for too. Is watching that kind of stuff. But we're not. We're just ignoring that it exists. It's weird. NASA is for exploring space. No, of course not. NASA is not for exploring space. It's for suppressing space. Research. It's to be a cover, saying, "Oh yeah, we're at the leading edge of technology and whatever in exploring space." No, they're the bottom of it. They're what's allowed to be seen. That's it. There's a lot more going on, and there's been a lot more going on for a long time. False flag theories are crazy. Of course, it's not like Sandy Hook, 9/11, basically, I'd say 50% of our news stories at the minimum are false flags. There's so many false flags, it's just ridiculous when it comes down to it. There's different levels, there's small false flags, there's big false flags. From my experience, from what I've studied, World War II was basically a false flag for infiltrating Asia. They used the swastika to demonize the most sacred spiritual symbol in Asia, and they wanted to infiltrate Asia. Basically, that's what World War II was. It was infiltrating Asia, getting the world to believe that there was a big war going on, and they needed to take sides and whatever. Anyways, false flags everywhere. And homosexuality exists. That's what they want you to believe. Yeah, no, it doesn't exist. Sex organs are for procreation. Just ask the animals, just ask the whatever. Germany came up with this term. It was Karl Heinrich Ulrichs who created this term, homosexuality, saying this is a type of sexuality. He's a German. He's from Germany. His grave and shrine are in Italy, because that's where he died. That's where he lived the last of his life. But it's 150 years ago they created this. Most everywhere, they didn't have a name for homosexuality until 150 year ago, and then they've been forced. This has been forced on every language in the world, every whatever, saying, "Oh, you have to make a word saying that sex." So this is a type of sexuality. It's a type of normal human behavior, normal human sexuality, or something. There was seriously no term in any language for this, saying that this behavior is a sexuality, before Germany created it. And so that's just messed up, Before that, it was like, if you're engaging in homoerotic behavior, you're considered psychotic. I mean, it's just disgusting, and it should be viewed as disgusting, but it's being forcibly taught as a really good thing, as a really whatever, and this is all the same thing all across the board. False flags, the tech, the whatever, it's all being orchestrated by the same people. We need to stand up. I can't even stand people who've been to university for a long time, because they're just so extremely mind fucked. I mean, they just can't think. They're basically disabled, mentally disabled. It's funny because you think, oh, they're smart because they went to university. No, they've been absolutely so brainwashed they can't even process anything more. They can't think for themselves. They've been disabled. They're not able to think. It's like you talk to them about, it's like when you talk to somebody about UFOs, aliens or something, it's like a switch turns off in their head, right? It's like, oh, you can't think about it. It's like they try to think about it, they can't. There's a lot of things like that. It's like they've been disconnected, disabled, or whatever. And the university people are the worst. They've been just absolutely brainwashed, completely brainwashed.